Good morning, guys. Can you hear me okay? Change of scenery, as you can see. Apologies about the garden. I've had time to cut the grass. It's just recovering from the winter. So, those of you that just joined us, can you make sure you have your items? You need a tennis ball today, you need your hockey ball today, and you also need 2 or 3 cones. Don't need many cones today. So you can grab those. We'll start in a couple of minutes. Just wait for people to load on. Fair the coach is outside, Aussie, because the weather is nice, that's why. Morning Phil and Tom, morning Frank, morning Helen. Morning Charlie, and Tom, and Daniel. So today, guys, we're going to be looking at, we're going to do a dribbling warm-up. After that, we're going to do a dribbling skill, just to follow on from, we're going to do something called the second phase. I'll explain more about that later. And then we're going to actually go into some hitting. So obviously I'm going to do it in the garden with a tennis ball, because I don't want to damage any fences, because I'll be in serious trouble. And you guys might be as well. But if you can do it with a hockey ball, you've got something to hit against, that's great. But I would save this hitting one maybe for some time when we get on the Astro. We'll start in 1 minute, guys. Morning Joshy, morning Natalie, and me, Amelie and Leo. Morning Ed and Joss. Okay guys, so we'll make a start. We're going to start with our warm-up, and it's going to be warming up and working on our left arm and our left hand. Okay, so I've got my flat surface here. This is done much easier inside on a carpet on a flat surface if you've got one. Not so good on grass, but you can still do it. Okay, all we're going to do for 30 seconds, okay, is we're going to dribble the ball left to right with only our left hand at the top of the stick. Okay, and you're going to do this as fast as possible. All right, so obviously this is really easy. Okay, if you find it difficult, then please try and do this. Okay, but actually if I do it as quick as I can, okay, oh, you can see already it's quite difficult to control the stick. Okay, but what you'll start to feel after sort of 10 seconds or so is your left arm just here, okay, starting to actually hurt, starting to ache. All right, I'm just working on that left arm strength. Okay, keep going. I'm going to make it a bit more difficult. You drag it even further. It's quite difficult here. Starting to get really tired now. Okay, and you're going to try and do that and maintain that for 30 seconds. Okay, so I can always feel my left arm, my left hand starting to hurt after that. What we're doing is we're training this arm, okay, to get faster. Okay, to support the weight of my stick. So when I go to one hand in games, okay, it can support the weight of my stick. I'm much stronger. But also, even when I'm dribbling, it's the left hand that twists the stick. The stronger that is, the faster I'll be able to move my stick. Okay, so 30 seconds, you guys can time it at home. Okay, 30 seconds, left hand only at the top of the stick. Put your right hand wherever you want it. Okay, we're dribbling the ball from left to right as fast as we can. Okay, it's really difficult, especially if you're a beginner. So just give it a go, see if you can actually first of all just do it with one hand. Okay, the stronger we get this, the quicker our hands will be. Okay, 30 seconds, have a little bit of a rest, 30 seconds again, and then we'll move on to the next drill. Whew. we've done that, okay, I want you to set up what I've set up here, okay? So what I've got is I've got my 2 cones of 2 different colours here. They don't have to be different colours, but as long as you know that they are 2 different ones, we need them as guides. So I've got 2 cones here, a little bit far away, half a stick length away from each other. Okay, over here then, on the diagonally away, I've got another cone, okay, and then straight across from that one I've got another one. We're going to look at something called the second phase. And what that means is, I believe, okay, that you can't always beat somebody with your first skill. Okay, so if I do a skill here, right, I'm 1v1 against a defender, okay, just a simple drag is not going to always eliminate that player. Okay, 9 times out of 10, it will make them uncomfortable. Okay, they'll still turn around, they'll still be with you, they'll still be shadowing you, but they'll be running at you in a different position. Okay, it's easy to defend, okay, when you're just standing there 1v1 and nobody moves the ball. But as soon as they move the ball, we as defenders have to move. Okay, that as an attacker is when you can eliminate somebody. Okay, get them to move first of all, get them to move off the spot, get them to start running, and then we can perform a skill and eliminate them. Okay, that's the second phase. The first phase is the skill to get them to move. The second phase is the elimination. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to perform my first skill. Okay, so I'm going to start with the ball on my orange cone here. Okay, I'm going to quickly drag the ball to the blue and then drag it across, okay, to in line with the blue cone. Okay, I'm not going to the blue cone. Alright, I'm going to go from orange, blue, straight across. Okay, so that's my first skill, that's my first phase. I've made the defender now come across. Okay, I'm then going to move the ball forward to my blue cone, and when I get there, I'm going to drag the ball back across to my orange. Okay, so ball underneath there. So if we watch here, okay, I do my skill, I go across, I go forwards, and then I bring the ball back across. Okay, so what I've done is this skill's made the defender lean towards this way. Okay, then I've brought it quickly, a big drag across to here. Okay, moving forward now makes the defender come for the ball. Okay, and then I take the ball away and beat the defender around the other side. Okay, so if you just watch it quickly, here and across. Okay, you just got to catch that ball if you can. I'm going to slip there on my mat. Watch it again. There, across, drag, and go forwards. Okay, so if you imagine you're the defender, just see the back of me here. Okay, I've come across for the ball there. It's gone that side. I've lunged for the ball, and that skill's gone round the defender. One thing. This is hand speed here. Okay, so we've got to be quick with our hands here, from a small drag to a big drag. But then this bit's really important. You're beating somebody on their strong side. So this drag from the blue to the orange across there has to be fast. Okay? So we have to go here, and then when we go forwards, that skill there has to be quick to go across and catch it. Okay? Give that a couple of goes. Do it slowly to start off with. Okay, but while you're doing it, the important thing is, I want you to imagine there's a defender in front of you. If you've got a partner, get the partner to actually shadow you as a defender. Okay? Alright? So make it look like you're going to drag that way, make it look like you're going to run past them, make them go for the ball, and then we can do the skill. Okay, couple of goes on that, guys. Okay, and once we've done it the first way, of course, what we do is we just swap it over. So I've just moved the 2 cones that I had over here on my left across to my right-hand side. Okay, so I've left the 2 cones at the top, I've got my ones on the right-hand side, and we're just doing it the other way now. So we're starting with the first cone here, the blue cone. Okay, we go across the orange, we do a big drag across here. Okay, we then move forwards, and then we drag back across to our strong side. Okay, so now we're beating the defender, okay, on their reverse. All right. But what we're doing, because we're dragging the ball quickly this way, we make them step, we drag a big drag out there to make them come towards the ball, okay, and then we beat them in there. Okay, as you can see, the first drag that I did will not eliminate. If you've got a partner at home, okay, what you'll see is when you do that, okay, they'll take one step with their foot. When you do that, they'll come across. Okay, I still haven't eliminated that defender, and I've already done a skill. But what then eliminates them is the second phase. Okay, so my second skill. This bit makes them uncomfortable. Then that bit eliminates. Okay, and to make it all work, you have to be quick with your hands. Okay, go for it. Don't be afraid to give the drags a go. You just watch it quickly. So here, there, big drag across. Okay, a bit limited to space, so it's quite difficult. If you want to make the drags bigger, it'd be even better. Okay, if you can drag the ball over further distances, give it a go. But we've got to be quick with our hands. Okay, give that a go for 1 minute, guys, and then we're going to move on to some hitting. Okay guys, so we're going to go into hitting now, and as I said, you know, this is going to be quite difficult to do if you haven't got a big space, but don't worry, you can still look back at this video when you have a bigger space, take it over a field near you or an open space near you. When we get on the Astro, you can take this with you and go through the hitting action. A lot of you will be able to hit a ball. You know, I know there's a lot of you watching that I know can hit a ball. Okay, I know you can shoot, and that's fine. But as me as a coach, I see loads of different hitting techniques. Okay. And you know, I see the windmill where people swing their stick round and think they get more power. Okay, I see people hitting with their wrists quite a lot. Okay, and not using their shoulders in which able to get power. Okay, so similar to the reversing, all right, similar to the drag flicking. I'm just going to go over some main points that are going to help some of you with your accuracy of hitting and the power of your hitting. And if you can pick up just one of those things, okay, that will help you. Hopefully, you'll find it beneficial. So we're going to start. Okay, just by practicing hitting the ball cleanly. And there are two major points that you need to get right before you even try hitting the ball. The first thing is how far the ball is away from your left foot. Okay, so if it's too close, what you'll find is when you go to hit the ball, you'll pull your arms in and your hands into your body, which will limit you being able to rotate your shoulders. Okay, so now suddenly we're starting to hit it off our wrists. Okay, alright. If it's too far away, you'll find that you're going to be off balance. Okay, so you're going to lift this right foot off the floor, okay, and you're going to be hitting it technically on one leg, right, like a flamingo, okay, and actually, you know, we want to be balanced, alright, so I put the ball roughly, okay, depends obviously how tall you are, how long your legs are, but I do mine roughly about half a stick length away, okay, just enough so I can bend my left knee and get my nose over the top of the ball, okay, so that's perfect, just there for me, so my hands are free out in front of me. If you can look, my right foot is behind my left foot, okay? Not directly behind, I'm not doing a trapeze, okay? It's just out here, all right? So the ball's in line with my left foot, half a stick length, that's the first thing. In line with your left foot, half a stick length away, okay? The second thing is a slight bend of this knee. You do not want to hit your back straight, okay? For those of you that keep missing the ball, topping the ball, probably because your back's too straight, okay? The ball's probably in the right place, but you're standing so upright, you're just coming straight over the top of the ball, your head's coming up. You want to make sure this knee's slightly bent. We're not doing a lunge, okay, but it's slightly bent. My right foot's out the way back here, okay, but my nose is leaning over the top of the ball. My head's over the top of the ball. That means when I strike the ball, I'll be right on top of it. I'll be able to watch the ball the whole way, okay. Hands together at the top of the stick, and all I want you to do is practice getting into this position, okay, and then going through and just making contact with the ball. Okay, we've just got to make contact with the ball there. For those of you that's quite easy, alright, I want you to step into it, okay? So I just get this ball to stay still. Somewhere. See? Okay, I want you to step into the ball this time. So we can stand away, okay? And then all we do is we get ourselves into that position. Okay, and part of the trouble and part of why hitting the ball is so difficult sometimes is because when I'm stepping, sometimes I can overstep and get too close to the ball, and other times I don't step far enough and I'm too far away from the ball. Practicing stepping in the right position when you're hitting a ball is really important. It's not affected by defenders. Okay, you can still make sure you're stepping in the right place to take a shot. Okay, it doesn't matter how fast or slow you're going. All right, just practicing stepping in the right position and hitting is really, really important. Okay, so they're the two major things I want you to practice: stepping in line with the ball in the right position. Okay, experiment with what that is. That might be slightly further away, it might be slightly closer. Okay, as long as your hands are free to swing through and you're not all tucked up and your back's not straight, they're really important things for accuracy and power. Okay, all right, just 30 seconds on that. Just make sure you're stepping into the right position, swing the stick, and then we're going to talk about the swing. Okay guys, so when we're swinging our stick, some iPad's gone off there. So when we're swinging our stick, okay, I've seen a lot of people swinging it like this, using our hands. Okay, our hands and our wrists can move all over the place, which means our stick can as well. Okay, and actually we need to get our shoulders involved more, because that's where a lot of our power comes from when we're striking a ball. Okay, the rotation of our upper body. All right, it's not just about swinging our stick through quickly. Don't get me wrong, you can still hit a ball hard by doing that, but it's inaccurate a lot of the time. It actually gets affected because your hands can move all over the place. We need to try and limit that. I'm not saying they don't move. We're not robots, okay? But they can move. We just need to get our upper body moving with them as well. So we're getting into our hitting position as normal. Okay, ball's the right distance away from me. Okay, and when we bring our stick back, okay, you want to think about it's your left hand, okay, that brings the stick back. And to practice doing that, it's going to be really difficult. All right, there's a really good way. I found it as a kid a really good way of improving my hitting. I can do it every time now. Okay, you're only going to use one hand. All right. So earlier we were practicing the strength of our left hand. Again, we're practicing the strength of our left hand. All right. I'm still being in my hitting position. When I bring my stick back, I'm only going to use my left hand to hit the ball. Okay, because I want you guys to practice the left hand leading the stick back. All right. If I use my right hand to lead the stick back, so if I take my left hand off and use my right hand, I want you to look at the head of my stick. Okay, and look how the head now is curved over and pointing towards the fence or towards the ground. Okay, which means when I bring my stick back down, I'm probably going to hit the top of the ball, or the connection with the ball is not going to be very good. Okay, whereas if I use my left hand to bring the stick back, I move my left hand first, I can make sure that the hook or the point is now pointing up towards the sky. Okay, that keeps the face open, so when I bring the stick through, I'm making a flat connection with the ball. Okay, so one hand. Alright, we can practice, bring the stick back, making sure the point's towards the sky, okay, then we make a connection with the ball there, okay. Some of you are going to find hitting with one hand really difficult, and that's okay, okay, but just try and practice bringing the stick back with one hand and swinging it through. Once you've done that a few times, then obviously we can add the right hand to it, but I want you to make sure when you bring that stick back, it's still your left hand. See how my left hand's leading it there? So my right hand's just slightly off the stick. My left hand's bringing the stick back. So the hook's pointing towards the sky. My right hand's still on it. And now, I can make sure I get that flat connection every single time I strike the ball. Okay? So that's the first thing I want you to practice with the swing. The second thing is not bringing the stick too high. Okay? We see it so often. All right? When we bring the stick back, it's all the way up here. Okay, and then look how my back's straight, okay, look how my feet are now close together, and then as I come down on the ball, okay, I'm almost chopping at it. Okay, your stick doesn't have to come that high when you're hitting the ball. Okay, obviously it doesn't, it's not just going to there, but mine just goes to about here. Okay, just above my shoulder line. Right, it doesn't come any further. It's not a baseball swing, it's not an axe. Okay, we're just bringing the stick back gently, and the stick, the sticks are designed, they'll do most of the work for you. So bring it back and swipe through. Okay. And I want you to see how I finished there. Where did my stick point? My stick pointed. This is so important. This is one of the main things, even with 15, 16, 17-year-olds. Okay, I see the stick coming around like this. okay? And that affects the accuracy so much. Not so much the power, but the accuracy of your hit, okay? So when we're striking the ball, I see the follow through coming around here too much. Okay, point the stick at the target. So when I hit this ball, I want to watch, hit, and look how I follow through with my stick. So it hits through the ball and goes exactly where I want it to go. Okay, so the second thing, practicing with one hand, your left hand being the one to bring the stick back, okay, and then once we've hit the ball, following through at the target. Okay, a couple of minutes on that. Guys, I've got a tennis ball for the next one, but you can use a tennis ball for this as well, just to help it. Okay guys, so once we've given that a go, okay, we're now going to go into, this is a little bit advanced, alright, so if you're a beginner, still focus on the hitting, because that's really, really important we get that bit right before we move on to this bit. A lot of people talk to me about how do I hit the ball in the air, okay, and there's only one real change you need to make to start getting the ball in the air. However, if you haven't got the first bit right, so the ball in the right position, the right distance away, okay, not having our back too straight, not chopping at the ball, the swing right, our left hand leading the swing, the hook pointing towards the sky, all of those things, if you haven't got that right, it will affect you being able to do this. But once you've got all those bits right, we can practice this. So hitting in the air, just want to say to cover my backs for you parents, I'm not encouraging this, okay, don't do it at windows, alright, I'm doing mine at a fence, but even that might not be okay. So be careful, make sure you've asked permission before you do this. I'm using a tennis ball. So I've done this angle now, I'm just going to hit against the fence here so you can see where I'm putting the ball. Okay, so it's in the same position, alright? I put the ball maybe a touch further away, just a little bit, okay? Because I don't want my head right over the top of it this time, alright? I just want to leave my head out of it, okay? And that's one change I want you to make. I don't want you to make sure you lean too far forward because you'll be right on top of the ball, which is great for keeping it on the floor, not so good for lifting it. So that's one change I want to make, a tiny bit further away, not too much, you're not leaning for it, okay? But also, if you can see on the camera, I'm now going to make sure the ball's in front of my left foot. So there was where the ball would be previously, okay, it'd be in line with my left foot here, and now I've moved it in front of my left foot that you can just see, okay? That means, when I swing my stick through and my hands now get to where the ball would have been, okay, my stick head carries on, and now as you can see I'm hitting the ball with the stick facing up. Okay, so I'm going to come underneath the ball, alright? Don't put your hands forward because then suddenly you're hitting the ball normally. So that'd be a really good way of trying to keep the ball on the floor if the ball's too far away from you. You just bring your hands forward at the same time. But actually I'm going to leave my hands back. As you can see I am leaning forward, but I'm not right over the top of the ball. Okay, I'm just slightly further back. I'm still watching the ball, but now my hands are going to be in line with my foot and my knee, but my stick head is going to go through to the ball first. So look how I lead towards the ball with my stick head, okay, and that will allow me to get the ball a bit further up in the air. Okay? So if you watch again, ball's in front of the line of my left foot, okay, I'm just chucking underneath there, you can see it just lifting up into the fence there. Okay? It's a really simple way of doing it. If you don't get the other things right, okay, in terms of how your stick comes back, you know, where the ball is positioned, alright, it won't lift. Okay, it's really easy to do with a tennis ball because it's much lighter. With a hockey ball, it's a lot harder. Alright? But give it a go, it's a little bit advanced. If you're still struggling with the last bits before, keep practicing that, especially that one-handed thing. Honestly, it's one of the main reasons why I can strike the ball as I do now, okay, because I've just practiced hitting the ball with my left hand, my right hand's just there, okay, to help. Okay, and I'm right-handed, so give it a go, guys, and then we'll move on to our final challenge. Okay guys, so finally I'm going to set you 3 challenges, okay, and I want to see if you complete them. I'd love to see pictures or videos of you guys doing them as well, so if you can do that, send them in. I'd love to put them on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page, so give this a go. First one is for the beginners, okay, so all I want you to do if you're a beginner is I want you to see if you can get this ball off the ground, and to help you, okay, you're going to stand away from the ball, you're going to reach for the ball as far as you can away. You're going to pull the ball towards you, and you're going to see if you can lift the ball up and balance it on your stick. Okay, that's a really difficult skill to do. Okay, so look how the ball's away from me. All right, I've got to reach for it. I bring it towards me, and as it hits my stick, it just starts to roll up my stick there. Okay, once it's done that, I put my hands nice and low. Okay, so the stick rolls up, and then I can bring the ball up and balance it. See how long you can balance it on your stick for. Okay, so that's the first challenge that I want the beginners to practice. If you find that too easy, okay, I want you now to see if you can do it, but you can't move the ball. Okay, so the ball has to stay still, and you have to go straight into it. So from here, you have to go straight into it, and then balance it on your stick. Okay, I want to see how low I got at the start. So I'm here, the ball's nice and there. Look how low I get to dig underneath the ball, so I can balance it on my stick. And then see how long you can balance it for. Okay. Once that gets too easy, see if you can walk around, all right, with it on your stick, okay? If you find that too easy, I've got a real challenge for you. See if you can do it without moving the ball, but just with your right hand on the stick, okay? So your right hand's on the stick, all right, we're going to walk up to it, we're going to scoop underneath it, and we're going to see if we can balance the ball on our stick with just our right hand, okay? So again, scoop underneath the ball, and see if we can balance it on our stick with just one hand. Again, it's really difficult. And if we find that easy, we do it with our left hand, okay? Because our left hand's slightly weaker technically. All right, again, scoop underneath, and see if we can balance it. Oh, my left hand's quite tight from earlier. On our stick from there. They are your challenges. Okay, I want to see if you guys can complete them, do them, balancing it on your stick. Okay, it's a really good way of just practicing getting low and getting the ball up into the air. Okay. Guys, that is today's session. Next week is our last session before I go and see you guys again on the Sunday after Easter. I'm not doing one on Easter Sunday, so next Sunday is our last session. For next Sunday, what I would like, if you could send a message into Hockey For You Academy, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's into the mini hockey chat as well, we can do it through there. I want to have your recommendations of what you want to do. Okay, so if there's any skill that I haven't covered that you guys would like to practice, send that into the mini hockey Facebook page, just through the messenger, or send it to me personally, or send it to the Hockey For You Academy Facebook page as well, and I will add that and try and go through that next week. Okay, so the session's going to be made up of what you guys want to go through. Okay, whether it's a repeat of stuff that we've already done, or whether it's new stuff, we will go through that. Okay, and hopefully I'll be able to do it in the garden again, weather dependent, obviously, Aussie Dave. Guys, thank you so much. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll see you guys next week.